All right, what's up, guys? I am exhausted, tired. I just got finished playing in almost 12 hours of online remote dueling in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Extravaganza main event. Today, I played Virtual World, the deck list you can see right here, and I ended up getting ninth place, finishing X2. It was an interesting day for sure, very long. A lot of my matches actually ended up going near the time. It was actually very grindy for me because I had to explain to a lot of people what my cards did. So that was an interesting experience. So let's look over the list I played real quick. This deck was very interesting. This is definitely one of the more interesting decks I've played throughout the years. This is like a really weird combo deck that's like has a really good grind matchup against Rogue. So that's like one of the main reasons I ended up running it. For that reason, it's a very strange deck in the aspect of it's like very hit or miss in what type of hands you get. Like there'll be hands where I just get like 3 or 4 names and I just combo off completely, and then there's times I draw 6 cards and I can't play the game. So this was definitely an interesting deck to play. I actually should have. I finished X2. However, I should have beat one of my opponents. However, I have, for those of you who know what Comcast is as your internet provider, let's say Comcast caused me to lose a match this weekend. So anyway, let me go. I'm playing a pretty standard Virtual World list though. 3 Ash, 3 Gamma, 1 Driver. Gamma is just standard right now. I think for a hand trap, any type of like combo deck or like turn 2 deck that like aggressive decks need to be playing Gamma package right now. It's just like it's just like needed right now. I end up maxing out on Ash Blossom because I felt it was the best generic hand trap to play. And you really don't want to like play too many hand traps in this deck because unfortunately this deck can brick. So it's like very important to like limit your hand traps to like the bare minimum while also trying to maximize on like every possible extender or 1-card starters that you can in this deck. Ash was just the most general choice. Ash also has the benefit of being level 3, which helps when 9-9's in the grave. Ooh, excuse me. And that, so if you so there's times where you can normal summon Ash and reborn the 9-9 engrave, and 9-9 acts as a name, or worst case scenario, you can overlay it for Break Sword and like continue to play the game a little bit. Virtuos, yeah, it's like, I mean, it's a pretty standard hand trap though. Standard Virtual lineup, 3 of each name, 1 teleport. I played 1 goods. I wanted to try to optimize on the starters as much as I could. 3 desire, 3 tactic, 1 upstart, 3 city, yeah, 3 of all the Virtual World names. This is probably just a pretty standard list going forward with this deck until more support comes out or until a ban list. Like, I honestly don't expect people to change too many cards out of this list. I'm pretty sure the main deck is standard for the most part. I played in the sideboard. I played triple Imperm. I decided maxing out Imperm because I wanted something for the mirror match to deal with calamities. Since most of the time they're going to hit it during draw phase to dodge Dark Rule, and I thought Imperm was the best option for that. I also chose Imperm just in case of Buster matchups. I didn't run any Buster matchups. So Imperm wasn't really sided in for me too much. I actually played like, I want to say about half combo decks, half like trap decks. 3 Nibru. Just you want to play 3 of this card just so you see it. It's like really important against the combo decks. 2 Token Collector. Really strong hand trap against Zold and like most of the combo decks. 2 DD Crow. Actually, I never sided Crow against the combo decks. Crow was more for the Eldic matchups and for Dino. So this is cards like really high impact against those matchups. So that's like the main reason why I like it. For actual non-hand traps, Feather Duster, 2 Twister, pretty self-explanatory, background removal. And for going first, 1 Imperial Order, 1 Skill Drain. I never saw these cards all weekend. I wish I did. Well, what can I do? For the extra deck, I guess maybe what I'm maybe doing slightly different is I'm doing the Crystal Wind Tozolkian combo. So I have Claw Castle, Coral Dragon, Crystal Wing, Ravenous, Charge Warrior, Tizokian, Vermilion, Juji, Shenshin. Shenshin's amazing. This guy is a walking macro. M7, Zeus, Break Sword, Double Calamities, and Fan. I summoned every single one of these Exceeds at some point today. So they were all relevant. Ironically, I summoned Crystal Wing a lot more than I did summon Calamities. There's like alternate ending boards you can have other than Calamities if you want to play around hand traps. So if you open Lily, Gigi, and like any name, you can end on Tizokian, Crystal Wing, Calamities, and dodge Nibiru at the same time because your 5th summon is going to be Crystal Wing. So they won't be able to nib you at that point. So you can just like continue. You can go with Tizokian, Crystal Wing, and continue on with your combo into Calamities. And I hit a couple people with that, and they just like kind of looked at their hand and just like scooped after that. But there were also a lot of times where I didn't have certain cards to continue to making Calamities, but I would end on Crystal Wing, Shenshin, and Trap, and that by itself was really strong too because it forces like a macro on board with a hard monster gate and a trap pop. So this deck doesn't need like Calamities is definitely very strong, but like I honestly feel more comfortable ending on like a Crystal Wing and Shenshin a lot of times than just Calamities because if they have like the Gamma or something for when you Calamities. It's kind of hard to deal with a follow-up at that play. Crystal Wing Shenshin at least forces your opponent to deal with more problem cards essentially. Especially if they're playing the combo deck. Shenshin by itself just puts so much pressure, especially when you have a trap card set behind it. But yeah, I ended up getting 9th. I got the playmat. Invited to the remote duel sanction or invitational, or I'm not sure what they're calling it. But this is the list I played. Give it a shot if you're looking to play Retro World. Let me know what you think of the list. And I'm going to sign off for tonight and go to sleep because I'm exhausted. Later.